Mr. Chair, guests, and especially Anthony. I just wanted to thank you for this very interesting topic on change. It had a nice philosophical twist from the beginning, and it reminds us about how we all have a destiny that awaits us. This was an inspirational speech, and as such, an inspirational speech should have at least 3 elements. And so I'm going to talk about those elements for a moment. One, there should be passion and conviction when giving an inspirational speech. And you definitely had this. You used repetition really well. You talked about, you would have thought that it was time for change. And you stated this over a few times to remind us that, I wasn't learning my lesson here. And you used some great phrases that really captured our attention. Moment of clarity. There comes a time. And number 2, for an inspirational speech, there should be a motivation to give a desire for change. And the motivation in this was very obvious. You were almost seriously injuring people while you're driving. And so it was simple, but it was very serious. There's a time in our life when we have to reel in our emotions as we're growing up and turning into adults. Thirdly, in an inspirational speech, there should be a challenge to change. And I thought this came in the form of when the police officer came to you, and he was that kind of eye-opening experience. It took someone from the outside, as you said, to help you open your eyes. And so you really captured us there. There's a few areas for improvement I thought you could have worked on. In terms of passion and conviction, I thought there could have been a little bit more highs and lows in your voice. You have a great fluidity in how you move across the audience, and your delivery and your rate of saying what you wanted to say was really nice, and we could hear you clearly. But a little more highs and lows in your volume, a little more expression would have made this even more inspirational. As far as motivating us and giving us a desire to change, like I said, it was definitely there in the content. There's that time we all know in life when you have to reel in your emotions. But I thought a little bit more body language, a little bit more hand gestures when you're talking about your parents getting angry and getting upset in the car, becoming afraid. As far as the challenge to change, I think if you talked a little bit more about going after your destiny, had a philosophical twist. You talked to us about how in the end you're going to become what you're going to become anyways. But I think talking a little bit more about, but because that's true, there's a destiny awaiting you. There's a destiny in store for you. I think talking a little bit more about that in your content would have inspired us even more. Great speech. I love how you tied in the conclusion back to the intro. And thank you. Look forward to hearing you in another event.